happened near your house? There was some guy barricaded into a hotel or something?
It was crazy, man. So the cops had blocked the road, and there were just probably 50-plus cops surrounded the Cracker Barrel and a hotel or whatever. So
How close to your house?
I would say about 5 minutes from my house, just right before I get onto the interstate. And so I see a camera guy there, and I always feel connected to camera guys because I used to work in the news, so I roll my window down. I'm like, hey, man, what happened? He said, all we know is somebody got shot. That's all we know. But, I mean, it was a big deal. There was 50 cop cars. They were blocking the road and everything. But later, when I got wherever I was going, I finally found out later what had happened. It was crazy. So there was a murder in Memphis, and the U.S. Marshals found out that the suspect for that murder was in that hotel there by my house, barricaded. They approached him, and then when they knocked on the hotel door, he had shot 3 shots towards the door, towards the officers, didn't hit anyone, thankfully. So they caused a whole SWAT situation. That's where I was driving by. And
that's where you came in to save.
Hey, that's where I was.
Yeah.
And then they had kind of like swarmed the whole area. It was a 6-hour ordeal. They had blocked the interstate because this guy was barricading himself. And then to find out that he eventually just shot himself. And 6 hours later, they found him in his hotel room.
How do they end up finding the guy?
So the SWAT has a drone that they send into these places that just kind of with a camera, and they get to survey the scene with a drone, and that's where they saw him laying there dead.
So do they knock out a window, then fly the drone through?
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a series of smoke bombs and then robots and things like that, and then they probably crack the door open and send the drone in.
Well, you just got to know what's going on, don't you?
I always have to know what's going on. If there's a cop car in my neighborhood, guess who's walking the dog? This guy. I'm going to walk the dog towards there and look at the cop and be, what's going on, man? Everything okay?
So that's your way to get in, is to be bopping by with the dog.
Almost make it look like I'm just going on with my day and, I happen to run into this. Like, everything okay? What's going on here, officer? It's okay. It's fine. Just a so-and-so, whatever, a little heart attack. Okay. All right. Thank you. You don't care? You can drive by a big scene and not care?
I'm not meant to be there.
Oh, man.
I'm not meant to be there, and I may actually hinder what's going on.
Bones, not only do I need to know, then when I'm in traffic, I roll the window down and tell the person next to me, somebody got shot. Somebody got shot is what I found out.
Were you a big gossiper in high school?
No. But you know what? Ever since my dad always listened to the police scanner when I was a kid. So when I went to college, he gave me a police scanner. I used to sleep with a police scanner because I needed to know what was going on. Something you didn't know about me.
You slept with the police scanner?
All the time. And then when my wife and I started like seriously dating, she was just like, that's got to stop. You're not doing that anymore.
You tried to keep the police scanner in your room?
Totally. Because my dad did that my whole childhood.
What was your dad's purpose of that?
Nothing, just to find out what's going on in town.
Nosy?
Yeah. And one time, Bones, he heard my brother getting pulled over by listening to the police scanner. It was great. I think that's when I got hooked. Pretty funny.
What do you remember about that?
So I remember he was outside drinking beer, barbecuing, and he had the scanner going, and my brother was out with some friends, and then he heard like, oh, you got so-and-so, he had pulled over here, expired license, and going a little over the speed limit. So then my dad just kind of perked up like, hey, that's your brother. This is your brother right here. Listen up. So then my brother got home a couple hours later, and my dad's like, so how did it go? It was great. Nothing happened? No, nothing. You didn't get pulled over by the cops, and he got busted, obviously. But I was hooked after that.
That's funny.
It's a Bobby Bones show.